Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be solving string to integer atoi. Alright, so let's read the question. Implement the function which converts string to a 32-bit signed integer. Okay. Read in and ignore any leading white spaces. The instruction for the algorithm. Read in, so ignore leading white spaces. I'm just going to write it. Ignore leading white spaces. White spaces. Okay. And two, so it's a string that we're converting, but ignore any leading white spaces. Number two is check if the next character, so after you've ignored the leading white spaces, check if the next character is plus or minus, or even if it's present. So if it's right, it says read this character in if it is either. This determines, so get the sign. So read sign. So if it's not present, if not present, assume positive. Assume positive. Okay. So if the next integer, if the next character after leading white spaces has been ignored is if it's a number rather than positive or negative, assume it's positive. Okay. Read in the next characters until the next non-digit character or the end of the input is reached. So okay. So read it until the next. So we are going to stop reading when we encounter a character that is not a number. Okay. So convert what you've read into an integer. If no digit is read, then the integer is 0. So if no digit is read, if nothing is read, if nothing was successfully read, return 0. Return 0 when nothing is read. Okay. If the integer is out of the 32-bit integer range, okay, that is this and this, then clamp the integer so that it remains in the range. Specifically, integers less than should be clamped to. Okay, and okay. So clamping is the fourth step. Clamping. Okay. So how do we solve this problem? So we need to ignore any leading white spaces. There are several ways. I mean, you can use a pointer to do these things, all right? But I'm just going to be clever with it, all right? Just to make things simple, and you can implement the pointer on your own. So first, what I'm going to do is to ignore leading white space. I'm just going to strip this string, all right? So what the strip function does is take a string and remove any leading and ending white spaces. So you have a string s, okay, let me do this, s, it will convert it into ss dot. All right, that's what you convert if you use the strip. So the first thing I'm going to do is s equals s dot strip. So that will remove any leading characters. So I've satisfied the first condition. Of course, the ending leading white spaces are not useful anyway, so I might as well remove them. So next, I need to read the next character if it is positive or negative. So it's going to be if s0 equals negative, or so let me just call it sign. Okay, sign is just going to be by default. Sign is going to be plus by default. sign equals plus by default, that's plus 1. Okay. If sign equals negative, yeah. So there's no even need to do it. So the sign is now be negative -1. Okay. So I don't need to change that. And also if it's empty, it's going to be +1 anyway. So yeah, I'm just going to, so that's it. But I'm just going to leave it in one line to make it neat. And then what else? Then I need to declare the number that needs to be returned, the integer number. So num0. So next we read the characters within this string. So for C in S, okay, we're going to say if C, right, so at the end of the day, what we want to return is number. Okay, so if C is not a digit, so we have a nice function here to check for digit. Is digit not, it's not digit, then we're going to break it, okay, because we've encountered a character that's not a number. So that is 0, is not 0 and 9. But else number is going to be equal to num times 10. Right, so if you start from 0, that would be 0 plus whatever. So plus in C, all right? All right, I hope that makes sense. And also we need to check that our number does, yeah, the following condition is this clamping. All right, but before we even go on, yeah, okay. So clamping is here within here. So if num dot sign, num multiplied by sign is greater than right. So pardon me. So I didn't, if so now we're reading characters, so it was I forgot to move this up. So that will be S will now be equal to S1 forward, right? Or so this will now be S0 equals to, I mean, I can just do this. If S0, oh, sorry, S0 equals to this or this, or plus, I can do, okay, if I have to do that, okay, but if S0 equals to negative, so that means definitely I don't need this plus, it's just plus, equals to negative. Yeah, I need to do that. Okay, so num dot sign if num dot sign is less than the clamping, okay, less than, so if you have less than negative 2 raised to the power, this is a neat way you do negative, you do raised to power in Python, multiply. Then if it's that, then clamp it, return this. All right, you've already, because if you keep going, you go past it, else if num sign greater, this is -1 -1, okay, so return that as well. And what else? No. Let's see. We've clamped it, and this, because if we've stripped it, right, and there's nothing in the list, it will return 0. Okay, so let's run our code and see if it works. Okay, let's run it. Oh, sorry about that. I don't need this here. Oh, yep. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Sign. I need to multiply by sign. Yeah. Sign multiplied by answer. So that should work. Oh, blimey. I need to do this first. Here. Oh, yeah. So we're good. Right. This is an okay. Z. So yeah, okay. If it's empty, just return 0. So let me just bring this up here. Okay, you know what? If len, so I just need to come down here, okay? If after stripping, okay? If after stripping it, if len s equal to 0, just return 0. Okay, so let me submit. Yeah, that works. So that's what we need, guys. Cheers. See you next time.